A quite incredible day at the Mandalay Bay. USA lead Europe 8-7 at the partypoker Mosconi Cup. Welcome to Off the Rail. Yes, what a day we've seen. One of the craziest, most competitive days of Mosconi Cup action we've had for a long, long time. USA Karl go 8-5 up, Europe pull it back to 8-7, and everything is set up for just a fantastic Thanksgiving day here in Vegas.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. It was one of the best sessions I've ever seen. It had everything, didn't it? It had, whitewashes from filler against SVB and then close matches, and just right at the end there, if USA win that point, I think they win the cup. Now it's on a knife edge.
It's pretty obvious, isn't it, the difference between 9-6 and 8-7, and you saw it in those European celebrations at the end. It was almost like they'd won the cup just to stay in at 8-7.
Yeah, everybody knew in the arena, and this year in America, the crowd have been unbelievable. I always thought it was a bit more timid over here as opposed to when it was in Europe, and it's just been electric, and that gives the great celebrations that you're seeing at the end. It's just the energy.
And Coach Roy Zink for USA had saved Skylar Woodward for today. Played doubles, singles, doubles. First up comes out in a bit of a power couple with Shane Van Boening, and they get USA off to a great start against Filler and Catchy. Yeah,
it was a smart move. Obviously, Skylar's playing 3 on the trot. I know a few people online were thinking, oh, what's happened here? But, he's done really well in the Mosconi's last couple of years, hasn't he? I remember when he played in London, he had a complete nightmare, Skylar, and he's changed his game around, and he's a proper kind of Mosconi Cup player now. He comes with a game, and first point, 5-5, come with the goods, and then the second match had it all, didn't he? He was 2-0 up or something, then he misses the 9. Niels was having a mare. He's been a bit edgy this event, struggling with the table speed and hooking himself, and all this kind of things were going on, and it was like such a big point in the end, because whoever had lost the point would have then gone on to even more pressure, and that's just the way it was.
It's kind of got lost a little bit at the end there because Niels with Jason got that dramatic last point, which we'll come to, but he struggled a little bit this Mosconi Cup, hasn't he, Niels fan? And we really saw that against Skylar.
Yeah, when you look at Team Europe, you think Niels and Kazakhstan they're the ones that have been struggling out there, which is, it's easy to do because it's high pressure. But, when you look at Filler and Jason, even Clenty, even though he's sort of a quiet character as opposed to them two, Niels has definitely not been at the races. For somebody who's won 4 MVPs and many, many Mosconis, he's not with it at all. I think it's the table speed, or is he not quite? Is he more comfortable playing with somebody at the minute as opposed to his own? But obviously tomorrow it's all singles, so you're on your own.
And you mentioned Kazakhstan there, he'll be on his own as well tomorrow. He came out in that third match with Clenty Catchy, 2 guys who at the start of the week you'd mentioned there'll be a lot about what they do. They're playing Woodward and Teale style. They get 4-1 up, it comes back to Hill, then they have a chance. And Kazakhstan, that ball he misses.
Yeah, it was a huge point, wasn't it? I mean, throughout the day we've had points won like that where you're thinking, wow, and then obviously we finished with the last one, but Kazakhstan, he's having a mare, he really is. I mean, last year he'd really struggled, he missed balls. Even though it was 10-9, he had a bit of a nightmare again. But it's the way he's missing the balls. He's missing by a long way. We all know what happened at World Pool Masters. And then, obviously, tonight, missing that 3 ball in the doubles. It was like heartbreak. And he's going to be in a bad place tomorrow in that singles match. There's no doubt about it.
And whoever he plays, it's going to be a big match because there's so little in this competition. What's he got to do tomorrow to go out there, get his composure back?
He's got to just believe in himself. He's qualified off his own back. I know it's in events where there's not big crowds like this and high pressure, and pool players are not used to playing in an event like this. But you see with Filler and Jason and even Billy. Billy's missed the odd long ball, but he's such a good team player, Billy. That's what I noticed today. He gets up for it. He's getting the crowd involved. Kazakhstan is just a bit like, it's as if he's scared there. And I think all the matchroom events he's played in where he's had a bit of a mare and it's took a knock on. But I think tomorrow's just got to go out there and just try and play his game. Maybe play a bit quicker so he's not thinking about it too much, because he plays a little bit slower, and maybe just change his game up a bit.
One guy who is already playing very, very quickly, Josh Filler, he comes out 8-5 down, a lot of pressure, but he's playing Shane Van Boening. You feel that's the kind of match he revels in, that pressure against the king. It all got a little bit heated at the end, but the match itself, Filler was fantastic.
Yeah, he's been unbelievable. Sort of a breath of fresh air for the Mosconi Cup. He really wants to be there. He wants to be playing Shane. And he's 10-1 up in racks against Shane. So tomorrow's going to be interesting. Are they going to is Marcus going to put Filler on first? Does Johan think that's what's going to happen and maybe not put him up? Because you won't want Shane playing Filler again, would you? You want somebody else, maybe Bergman, Schuyler, just change it up a little bit. But he's trying to guess where the captains are going to put the players. That's what's interesting.
It's very interesting. We'll have a little chat about that after we've heard from the captains. Just one last match today to talk about. That doubles match at the end. And it goes hill and all the drama of that last rack. Billy thought with a brilliant bank when he's hooked, but then Bergman doesn't have the position. And, well, you talk us through it. You're the expert, Karl.
Yeah, it was incredible, weren't it? It was 4-4. Everybody was in the arena. Us lot, all the staff and the crowd. And you just felt if USA win that point, they will pick this trophy up. But as we seen, they didn't, Billy played a shot to get on the 5 ball, kind of landed a bit wide. Justin's not the tallest of fellas. He's about your height. And he ended up having to use the bridge. And he played a good shot with the bridge, but he just carried on going. And Billy Thorpe's one of the best bank pool players in the world. And I kind of felt he was going to get the bank and USA were going to win the point. But the cue ball just landed kind of on the 50-yard line in between. And, it was a tough shot that Bergman had and he missed it. And luckily for Europe and all the fans, they've pinched that point and it sets up to be an unbelievable day.
Quick question on Bergman and the bridge. Sometimes it's a bit of a stick to beat Bergman with, that he plays a lot of bar table tournaments, but in all seriousness, is he actually using the bridge that often? Is that what might have stitched him up there a little bit?
No, and I think certainly in the US players don't really, excel using the bridge, but in Europe, certainly the British players are brilliant with the bridge because they've probably played a bit of snooker. But like I say, he played a good shot with it, really. It was a good pot, he hit it clean, it just overrun that little bit. But he had a shot at the 7th, didn't he, and he missed it. And it wasn't an easy shot, but if it goes in, I do think USA would have won the cup. Now, I'm not so sure, but until I see the team sheet, I don't know how it's going to pan out. I still worry about Kazakhstan. Niels hasn't been at the races, so I just don't know.
Well, there's a lot to think about for both captains, and we can hear from them now. First of all, here's Marcus Schmatt with Nick Schulman.
Marcus, it doesn't get any sweeter than this. I know you guys are down by 1, but you must be feeling pretty good after that last match.
That's a huge swing. Everybody that knows about sports or any way is like 9-6 and 8-7. That's a totally different game. If you look at Champions League final or when Liverpool was down 4-1 in Barcelona, that's like the same thing. So now it's everything to play for tomorrow.
Shaw stepped up. He always steps up. He really feels like the heart and soul of this team. What's the plan for tonight? I know you guys are going to go grab a bite and talk about the singles matchups tomorrow. You have some ideas as who you want to close and who you want to open with? I'm not asking who, but do you have it worked out, or are you going to work it out as a team?
We're going to work out as a team, We've been doing this approach to the tournament this year. 9 days ago, we met up in LA. And we were in this together. We're going to end it together. So I'm going to talk to the guys now as the singles, the one who wants it the most tomorrow, who's got the most heart. This is why we love sports. We want to see these guys battle out tomorrow. So it's all to play for,
Yeah, really true.
My approach, I'm not going to,
Yeah.
I have an opinion, but, obviously the players, they want to, I want to hear who wants to go first, or who wants to, that's what I like. As approach, hearing the player themselves, especially going into singing, what's their feeling? If I was a player myself, I would like to have a word saying, I want to go first out. I feel hot. I want to win. Put us 8-8. So, we'll see what happens.
For sure. How do they sleep tonight? How do you guys sleep tonight? What do you do? No caffeine after 2 or something? What's
Well, Vegas is always tough to find a good rhythm, but the guys always go to sleep before 11 o'clock. I make sure they go to sleep. It's Vegas. In the end of the day, it's always hard to sleep. And then now going into the 4th day of the Mosconi Cup, it's gonna be like,
maybe a little vino,
yeah,
just a glass.
No.
Vino, just a glass.
I think they're just gonna, we're gonna enjoy this last win. Go in, end of the day, talk to the guys, have them sit down, and what's our approach tomorrow? What we're gonna do? We know we have to battle and show a lot of heart and win, and then go enjoy the night like we have been doing all week. So
Well, great comeback. Good luck tomorrow.
All right, thank you.
Interesting bit of insight there, Karl, from Mark. He's almost going to let the players choose the lineup tomorrow, it sounds like, which, if he's going to say who's coming to me, who wants to play the big matches first, you can imagine, if you're Johan watching that, you're kind of expecting Filler to come first now, aren't you?
Yeah, it's a funny one because it's so close now, isn't it? It's 8-7, you feel like Filla's gonna go out there and beat anybody the way he's carrying on and playing. So do you put him on first and get it back to 8-8? Do you put Jason up and then Filla? I just don't know how he's going to play it, to be honest. But one thing's for certain, when it's down to the last day and it's all singles, there's a lot of pressure on the guys. There really is. That's what people have got to remember. You're not just playing for yourself. Everybody's in the arena watching, everyone on the TV, and it's sure going to be an exciting day.
It's a huge, huge day, 8-7. We've not had one this close for a long, long time. If you're the two captains, do you just think, right, what are my 5, what's my order, or are you trying to kind of second guess what the other guys are going to do?
I think you've got to second guess it, and I think only because if I was Johan, I just wouldn't want Shane playing Filla again. I'd rather have Shane playing someone like, he beat Kazakhstan last year, he's beat Kazakhstan this year. He's beat Filla in the Jason in the Mosconi Cup before. So just the way Filla's beat him, I'd try to avoid that, but then is Marcus going to kind of think, well, he thinks I'm going to go Filla first? I don't know, it's a funny one.
It's an interesting one. Well, we've heard from Marcus Schulman. Let's now hear from Coach Roy Zink with Nick.
Coach, it gets no better than this. I mean, a lot of the same questions as before, but what's the plan for tonight and how do preparations differ slightly going into singles play tomorrow?
It changes the team chemistry a little bit, because now it's all up to individual players. So I want them to make sure that they prepare the way they want to prepare. Everybody has his own preparation, so now we leave it a little bit more loose. We'll have a good dinner with everybody and then think about the lineup for tomorrow. We're 8-7 up, so that's good. And now we gotta find a way to grab the cup tomorrow.
And does the conversation literally who wants it, if it goes 10-10, come up at dinner tonight, or is that your call? Is that their? It's combined.
Combined. Yeah, I'll do a proposal and then see what the players think of that, because obviously you want the players to be happy and comfortable at the spot that they're playing in. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of discussion tonight.
Obviously, Shane has struggled versus Filler. I mean, these are such short races, but is he disappointed right now, or does he shake it off? What's going on with him?
Well, obviously he's disappointed. He will shake it off because he's a professional pool player. This has happened more often to him, so he'll shake it off and he'll play great tomorrow again. He just didn't have the best of it yet against Joshua.
Well, good luck tomorrow, Coach. I mean, get some rest.
Yeah, thanks.
Johan Roysink there talking to Nick Schulman. Karl, just before we go, I want to ask you about the possibility of the captain's pick. We've got 5 singles tomorrow. If it's 10-all at that stage, both captains get a free pick to put out whoever they want to. I mean, Marcus Schmat's not going to go for anybody but Josh Filler. So if you're Johan Roysink, do you still go with Shane?
It's a good question. I don't know. I fully understand why Shane would play. He's won pretty much everything in the game, and he's played in the highest pressure situations, even last year when he beat Kazakhstan. Filler will definitely play at 10-all, that goes without saying. Will Shane, will it be Skylar? I don't know. I just don't know.
Well, I guess it could all change based on what happens tomorrow. It's going to be a huge, huge day of drama at the Mandalay Bay. Thanksgiving couldn't be getting any better. We'll be live on DAZN, live on Sky Sports, and we'll be back with the champions live in the Mosconi Cup arena with whoever's got that trophy.